with the most recent update live within World of Tanks console for you to be able to play. We're going to get into the actual official news given out today, and also get into that giveaway that we've got currently running on our channel, and so you'll be able to join in and get potentially a free tank between tiers 6 and tiers 8. So there we go, let's get into the news. Obviously it will be timestamped, and yeah. Anyway, first things first, we have the special sales, which are of course going on for Black November week 4. We've got from the 23rd of November until the 30th, at which the season finally ends, and maybe we'll have the brand new season. We don't know officially whether it's been confirmed that there will be the brand new season starting straight away, or whether we'll have the usual week-long buffer between the season where we usually get a free premium tank earn operation, and then you'll be able to basically earn that in the week where we don't have any season passes or anything like that to be able to earn. It also usually has that 1 week buffer to be able to pay basically to get higher on the season pass if you didn't reach the rank. You can't actually progress any further during that week, but you can buy your way to the end. This, yeah, I guess another wargaming microtransaction that they've put into the game in the last season. Anyway, moving forward with the actual information for the specific things that are coming this week as opposed to the new season, we do have the Black November sales. We covered a couple of them in yesterday's video, but we didn't have the in-depth details with regards to how much they're going to cost you. Now, as with that, we've of course got the new 3D Hero Commander. We've also got new skins that you can actually purchase within the game, and I'm sure if you've played World of Tanks recently, you've had a look through the store and seen that there are a few skins that you can purchase. Obviously, it's completely up to you whether you want to purchase a 3D Commander. To be honest with you, the only benefit is really getting that 30% Commander XP bonus every single time you win a game or lose. Well, basically just when you play a game, you'll be able to get to the next skill level 30% faster essentially. In addition to this, obviously we've got the Tanks Reforged event going on, Object 263, which we've covered in depth in multiple videos now, and you'll be able to go back into those if you're interested to find out about what actual buffs the Object 263 received that we did cover in Friday's video last week, so you'll be able to have a look at there. As opposed to this one, well, we're going to be looking at mainly the challenges and events and what's going on this week. So, as with the turkey treats, we did mention it yesterday, but you will be able to get some free stuff within the game. It's only for 1 week, so you'll be able to basically log in, claim your free turkey treats bundle from the special section of the store, and then you'll get a premium account for 1 day. Inscriptions, emblems, 150,000 silver, and all of the premium consumables, 3 lots of them, which is really nice, I guess, for literally just logging on and playing, essentially. Anyway, not only that, we have got probably one of the best events, and that is the post-war fast track event. And the reason why I say it's one of the best events is because you're going to be able to earn a mega amount of silver within Cold War. I'm talking plus 300% silver bonus on the M46A1 and the T44A within the Cold War game mode. So yes, I'm saying that Cold War is the feature of this week, but what it does do is offer you that 4 times silver. So when you're playing, you're going to be earning a ridiculous amount, especially if you combine that with some of the silver boosters that you can actually get within the game and from the season pass. You're going to be earning just a ridiculous amount. Now on top of that, obviously you can get the 300% XP bonus, which basically totals to 4 times XP when you play in those tanks. It is only the T44A and the M46A1 pattern that actually get this. Not only that, of course, if you then progress through the following tiers, you can actually get 62.5% silver bonus and 50% XP bonus when playing the post-war tanks that aren't, of course, the M46A1 and the T44A. Now, what you want to do basically here, jump into the Cold War game mode, play the first tier of both the lines, the M46A1 and the T44A. That's going to basically mean that you're going to be earning 4 times silver. I would recommend then just grinding that one out for a couple of days maybe, if you've got the time. Obviously it's lasting for 1 whole week, so there's no rush or pressure, but if you want to save up 10 million silver, it won't take you too long playing the Cold War game mode, and then you never have to really touch it if you're not interested in the game mode itself and the true vision system that is in Cold War. But if you are interested in Cold War, then you can benefit from the 400% or 300% XP bonus as well, or the 4 times XP to be able to progress even further if you're interested in that regard. Obviously, if you're then interested in just progressing up the lines, then you'll probably want to do that, get the next tank as soon as possible, and you'll be able to do that very easily with this silver bonus, so more of an incentive to play Cold War. It wouldn't be like Wargaming to try and push people onto the Cold War game mode by doing these sorts of things. Don't know if the Cold War game mode is doing particularly that well, but I guess we can't really know because there is so many matchmakers within the Cold War game mode. So although the queue times are quite long, you have essentially 6 matchmakers that you can basically play within the game mode, and so yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Now, moving on. Obviously, Thanksgiving is upcoming, and so as with every single year on World of Tanks, we have the Tanksgiving weekend, and that is basically a 5 times XP for your first win of the day. So essentially you'll be getting 5 times XP every single time you win in a new tank, so it's only the first win of the day. So what you want to do if you want to maximize this event is essentially play in every single tank that you own and you're trying to progress further in using the times 5 XP boost, and then instead of playing 5 games, you'll be able to play essentially 25 games worth. So definitely move between the tanks that you own and you're trying to progress. This is definitely the time where you want to be playing in lots of different tanks, not just grinding one specific one over this weekend. Now, obviously we've covered the weekly sales and whether the tanks are particularly good, but let's compare those to the prices that they've now released for the bundles. So first one's first is the deals of the week, and you save 50% on each of these. So of course that's pretty standard, they're the deals of the week as well as the personal offers, which we are also 50% off. Both the Trinity and the Talon, they're pretty mediocre, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't really recommend purchasing either of these, especially if you have the goal to be able to do so. There's a 40% discount on all of the premium tanks available this week, so you'll be able to do that instead, and so yeah, I don't see why you'd want to purchase 2 pretty mediocre medium tanks within the World War II game mode. So that's kind of my opinion. As far as the super savings, there's only really one that I would ever go for, and that's the T103. That's obviously 50% off. Just a quick update, of course we still have the November challenge. It is the last week, and it is the last chance you'll get at getting the IS-6 Black, the Minotaur KV-5 or the Demolisher T28 for completing the operation, so make sure that you do that before the end of November on November 30th. Also, daily play challenge, you can obviously get potentially the skin for the Jagdtiger 88 and potentially get the T34 Black Edition, but it is completely down to RNG. And obviously, for those of you who have been wondering why you've been getting 5,000 silver every day when you log on and play one battle, that's pretty much it. As far as other things, we do have the actual sales, and hence why yesterday's video was titled the best sale of the year, and that is basically because we now have a 40% off all premium tech tree vehicles between tier 3 and tier 8, as long as they're not seasonal, black, crimson, cold, steel, licensed event, prize or contract tanks. So although that sounds like a lot of them, there's actually not that many within the game that are these. The tanks that aren't included are, of course, the Ragnarok, things like the IS-6 Black, blah, 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 as we've talked about, the Minotaur, etc., etc. All of those aren't available, but you do have any standard tank is, of course, available. Obviously, we talked about the black skins, or the Black Friday skins. These are the tanks here. We've covered them in multiple videos, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you can have a look at those videos if you're interested, and I'll link those at the end of this one. We've also got the Cold War Black Friday skins, which are, of course, the first kind of real skins for Cold War, at least for the Black Edition tanks. So there we go. Now, if you want to actually purchase these, yeah, it's going to cost you 24,500 gold for all of the skins. Is that worth it? Absolutely never would I spend 24,500 gold on some skins for a game. That's what, 50 quid? Or $70-80 on some skins on a game. I mean, hell, if you're a millionaire, then maybe you want to spend some money and you don't really care. But to be honest with you, in terms of value for money, they are literally just a cosmetic item. And to be honest with you, who actually plays a lot of these tanks reliably anyway? So I just pick the tank that you actually like, save yourself the 20,000 gold, and just pay full price for one of the skins that you actually want for your tank. Don't purchase them all in a bundle, especially when it's only a 30% saving. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me. As far as the other ones, if you want to actually just purchase them in standard like bundles for the Soviets or blah blah blah, they've basically given you some really terrible savings, 10%. Although they are new skins, 10% saving is basically nothing really, and yeah, I don't really see the point in that, but you'll be able to get some skins if you really want them. To be honest with you, the best one from this list is probably the painted black Soviets, in terms of the tanks themselves being competitive, but obviously you can make your own mind up as to what you think looks the best, and I guess that's what people would be looking for when you're looking for a tank skin. Anyway, premium Cold War tank sales, of course we do have some sales, and as we've probably mentioned in the previous video, they're probably likely to be 50%, and they are. So you'll be able to pick up the T55A and the T95E3 for 9,000 gold, which actually isn't too bad, and they definitely earn a lot of silver. Is it worth it in terms of if you really need a silver earning tank? Then yeah. If not, they're not particularly superly overpowered or fun tanks to play. They're just kind of your average medium tanks. So I guess there's that. It's really about the silver earning potential of these tanks. And talking about silver earning potential, we have the Escalation Vanguard, which are probably the tanks that are really, really good for earning silver, and that is, of course, the higher era tanks. The higher the era, typically you earn more silver per game, because you're basically dealing more damage, and yes, the repair costs scale with the tank level or era, but to be honest, you can earn a lot more silver when you're in those top tier games. Obviously, up to you whether you want to spend 18,000 gold. I can't tell you that you should or shouldn't, but my opinion is just that I wouldn't purchase it, but there we go. 50% off premium tank bundles. We've of course got 4 of them. They're just 50% off, so they're not typically anything super interesting in terms of saving you loads of money. The bundle, as we mentioned yesterday, that I would go with is the Precision Damage. Unfortunately, it has that stinker of a tank, the Jagdtiger 88, in there. Second one, probably the Flanker Paradise, which actually, on reflection, this is probably the bundle I'll go with if I didn't have any of them. Then I'd go with Precision Damage, and then I'd probably go with Shoot and Scoop, but that's just because I don't particularly like the heavy tank playstyle within World of Tanks. But these two could basically swap interchangeably depending on which tank you like, and of course you have your own opinion and you can pick whichever one you actually like. They're all pretty okay tanks. They're no real awful ones, except from that Jagdtiger 88, which, trust me, is terrible, and the Senlak is pretty awful as well. Of course, 30% off tier 9 and 10 vehicles, so you'll be able to pick up the Object 279E. Actually, I don't even know. Yes, you can. 30% off of that, and so you'll be able to get these tanks for 30% off. Do you want to spend that much money? I don't know. But if you've really been wanting any of these tanks, then it will be 30% off. Of course, the Quillin is probably the best tier 10 within this list. I really enjoy the T95 FE4201 Chieftain, and I have been enjoying actually the Object 279E early, of course, being pretty fun to play. But yeah, it's down to you whether you want to purchase any of these. And of course, we also have the massive silver bundles. To be honest with you, if you've ever played World of Tanks, I would never recommend spending money on actual earning silver, unless of course you've got the money to spare. But if you're looking for a valuable investment into the game to be able to give you something back, spending it on silver is definitely not the way to go, because that 7.5 million silver will disappear very, very quickly, and you can earn a lot of silver back now anyway. That's probably maybe 20 games playing in Cold War with a premium tank, and that's only going to take you a couple of hours, and spending £40 to be able to do that doesn't really seem like something I'd want to do, but there we go. It's up to you in the end of the day. And of course, if you do want to just basically get some other ones, you can get 100 gold will get you 80,000 silver for the 100 years November. So yeah, if you want to do that, then you can. Free XP conversion, obviously it's now 1 to 35 instead of 1 to 24 or 1 to 25 even, so it's an extra 40% if you want to convert, but yes, as again we've talked about it, it's up to you. Then of course we have the huge booster and consumable bundles. Potentially the only one that I would ever really spend my money on is the silver boosters, but even then they're very expensive, and if I really wanted to spend 7,500 gold on silver boosters, yeah, it could be a little bit controversial, but it will definitely earn you a ton more silver than if you were to just outright buy this bundle right here. Trust me, it would be more beneficial to actually play the game and use the 50 boosters, because that would essentially get you probably 10 million silver worth if you're playing Cold War. But weigh it up in terms of what's your average silver you're going to be earning per game, times that by 2, and then yeah, that's going to tell you how many games you'll have to play in order to get like the same sort of amount within this. Other than that, hopefully that it does give you an insight as to the sort of things that you probably should buy, what's actually happening this week, and we'll move on into the giveaway and what you have to do with that in order to enter it before the end of the month on the 30th of November, where you'll be credited potentially with a premium tank, and yeah, we'll let you know what you have to do with that in a second. There are 4 tanks to be able to pick up this month as part of the giveaway, and they are as follows: the Freedom, the Fortress Ferdinand, the Super Hellcat, the Excalibur, and then as a kind of extra reward we've got 14 days worth of premium split into 2, so 2 people will receive 7 days of premium each, and so we will basically choose from the comment section down below. If you comment what you actually, your PlayStation name or your Xbox name with the console that you play on, in the comment section down below, we will pick some winners from there, as well as the community post on my channel. All you have to do is basically subscribe to the channel, and then that's literally it, and make sure that you do comment, because I will be picking the winner based on random. You just have to have a comment for me to be able to pick you up with that, and be able to have a potentially to win one of these tier 8 or tier 6 to tier 8 tanks that we've got available, of course, depending on whether you want them, of course, comment or not. But other than that, that is everything for the update news. Hopefully you do enjoy these videos, and let me know what you think about the update. Have you been playing? Are you a bit disappointed that there weren't very many gameplay updates and stuff with regards to the gameplay issues that are in World of Tanks console at the minute? But then again, I guess we'll be waiting for the next season to be able to actually get some of those key updates with the new maps and stuff like that. So that's what I'm waiting for. Maybe potentially new tanks, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see for those. Other than that, hope you have a great rest of your week and a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.